Good morning, everybody. Today I've got a proposed Group RRSP that I'd like you to have a look at. I'm looking for some feedback and input on your part before I roll it out to the employers to propose to their employees. So this is a plan that we're putting together, and we feel that you're going to be very excited about it, and we will be able to roll this out right across the country. So I really look forward to your input, and I'll explain some of the features here as we go. First one is it's only eligible for T4 employees, so you need to be on payroll where your employer and you are able to contribute to the plan. They're going to put in 50% and you're going to put in 50%, and you're only able to contribute if you're between the ages of 18 and 65. So if you're younger than 18 and working, too bad, you can't start until you're 18 years old on this plan, or can't contribute. And also if you're over 65 and still working, unfortunately, you're not able to contribute either. Secondly, we're going to tell you how much you're actually going to be eligible to receive at age 65. And it's about $1,150 a month currently. And this will take any guesswork out of what you can look forward to at age 65. And I think it's important that comparing that to your own RRSP, where you really have no assurance of how much you're going to receive or how your investments are going to do over the years, we're going to guarantee that as long as the money is available, that this would be available to you at age 65. So it'll take the guesswork out of it for you. We call that a defined benefit, and it's the envy of most government plans, where they tell you how much you're going to get, and it's irrelevant of how much you end up putting in. Basically, you know ahead of time how much you can qualify to receive. However, there are some criteria that you need to participate in as far as how much and how long you have to contribute to be eligible for this maximum amount. We want to make sure that we factored in the ability for this plan to keep pace with inflation. So we've got annual increases that we're going to include in the plan, and we'll call them modest increases at this point. We're not sure exactly how much they're going to be. That'll be determining on how well our investments do and how the real rate of inflation is affecting our portfolios, but there will be a modest increase to make sure there's enough money in the plan to fund your retirement needs. There is a maximum annual contribution of about $5,500 between you and your employer. So it doesn't matter how much you earn. This is as much, or the maximum, that you're allowed to put into this particular plan. We've capped it. So if you want more money in retirement than what this plan offers, you're just going to have to invest that money elsewhere or do something else over and above this plan. But this is the one we're proposing for employers and employees. We want to make sure that you don't have to worry about deciding how your money should be invested, so we've removed that concern altogether. You won't have any say in how the money is invested or the type of investments we use. You'll just have to trust that we have your best interests at heart, and we'll put together the appropriate portfolios and the types of investments that we feel will be suitable to provide $1,154 a month for you when you're 65 years old. What else do we have here? Well, unlike most other investments or investment advisors or stockbrokers or insurance folks, there's typically a risk tolerance or an investment knowledge or time horizon or your age that comes into play when we have to decide what's appropriate for you. Well, we've removed that completely. So it doesn't matter how comfortable you are with your investments or how old you are or when you want to retire. None of those things have any bearing on how we put this portfolio together. We take all of the risk, we'll look after all of that, and everybody gets the same plan. So it doesn't matter if you're old or young or very knowledgeable and sophisticated or just starting out. That doesn't matter to us. We're looking after the entire plan, and everybody gets the same plan, so it'll be consistent for everyone, and we hope everybody will be sleep at night and not worrying about how that money is invested. So we want to remove that concern for you. You know, a lot of people talk about Freedom 55, but that's not a reality with this plan. It's really not a possibility either, because you can't get at this money until you're 60 years old. So we've made sure that nobody's going to start drawing money out of the plan prematurely or earlier than age 60, and it's only available in pension form as well. So that's going to ensure some longevity in the plan, and the money will be there for all of the people remaining in the plan when they decide they want to retire. Unfortunately, this is pension income, so it is taxable. So it would be added to any other income you might have in the year you retire and taxed accordingly. So that would be determining the tax bracket you're in of your total income. And so be prepared that you're not going to receive the $1,154 a month. You could receive significantly less depending on what your total income is. So just keep that in mind. So if you do really well with your investments and you're going to keep on working past age 60, this CPP or this money, from this pension plan will be added to your income, and that would be determine how much income tax you're going to owe or pay on it. Unfortunately, it's not accessible pretty much for any reason until the age of 60. We really don't want people dipping into the plan prior to that. We feel like in order for the plan to have longevity, we want to make sure that they don't collect too long. So from age 60 to whenever you pass on, we feel that would be an appropriate time to be collecting the money and make sure the plan can maintain the demands on it. If you want to retire earlier than that, you're going to have to make other arrangements with other types of investments or possibly our personal RSPs or tax-free savings accounts or something else to if you plan on retiring earlier than 55. What else do we have? You know, a lot of people like to use their investments as collateral if they want to go and buy something, or they want to maybe take out an investment, or they want to buy a rental property or something. Unfortunately, this money is it's already collateral for the plan, so you're not able to use it as collateral for any other purpose or any other reason. So that just removes one extra risk to the money that somebody else may get their hands on it. We want to make sure it's going to be retained by the plan for you in the future. If you die and you're married and you have a spouse, typically you could receive as a survivor up to 60% of what you actually what your spouse was receiving, but that's not necessarily the case. I know people who have received less than that, significantly less. And by the way, it's capped at $1,154 a month if you combine both of your pensions. So it's never going to go higher than $1,150 a month, anyways. So it's all going to depend, and there's quite a complicated formula that's going to determine how much you might receive if your spouse dies and you're the beneficiary of the plan. Like I said, you're never going to get more than $1,155 a month out of the plan, whether or not you're. It doesn't matter what your needs are. It's capped at that, so the plan knows exactly how much money you're going to get out maximum per month. And there's going to be money there for other people left in the plan once you're gone. But when you die, we've got a feature here where there's going to be an automatic $2,500 that's going to be sent to your beneficiaries or to the estate. And that money is intended to offset or pay for a portion of your funeral. Now, we know funeral costs are significantly higher than that. It's pretty hard to put someone in the ground, or a cremation for that matter, for $2,500. However, it's a token amount that we feel is fair to help with those costs at the end of the day. When you die, and if you're single, widowed, or divorced, that's kind of the end of the plan for your family. And so we felt, in all fairness, that that the money that's left should be left in the plan for all the other people who paid into it. It would be unfair to receive a lump sum when nobody else is eligible for a lump sum. So we just feel like that's probably the fairest thing to do, that your money and your employer's money be left in the plan when the last one of a couple dies. And that would be the fair way to do it, to make sure that no one else or the people dying prematurely are going to benefit over and above the people that are still in the plan. We don't want to leave them hanging with less money that's possibly there for them. So what do you think of our Group RRSP plan? This is something that we're looking at really wanting to roll out and offer to employers and their employees, and we feel that it would be something that they'd be interested in, and the features and benefits that have been designed in this plan should be received by everyone in a positive way, but we're looking for your feedback. And I guess one more thing that I need to add is that this is actually your Canada pension plan. Now, I did this as a bit of a lark, because the reality is those are the features your Canada pension plan has. And I don't think many people are aware of all of the particulars that go on in administering that plan and what the benefits are. So I want you to think about that, and I really look forward to your comments, and I really appreciate you allowing me to roll this out and look for your input. Thanks very much.